thing will be all behind us, correct?
Yeah.
Well, as you know, we brought this forward this year. Last year was brought to me a little bit of history here. I'm chair of the Environmental Natural Resource Committee, and the DNR, along with the governor, brought this proposal to my committee last year with a $5.2 billion deficit. I know it's a fee, I understand that, I think a lot of people are finally getting that, but last year was just not the time to do it. But I said that I would do it this year with the help of Senator Gazelka and Carlson and other members on the committee. We are people of our word, we brought it forward. We got into a little bit of a rift, as you know, some of you that were following this on the floor the other day with the game and fish bill. And the way it has to go is the House didn't hear it over there for whatever reason. They ran out of time, but they got a game and fish bill through. We have to put our game and fish bill up. We will do that today, and we're also going to add an amendment, and that's where the fees come in. And I think we've got finally enough votes that we're going to be able to get it through, at least the Senate, and get it into a conference committee where we then will gel it up with the House. And hopefully this thing will be put behind us before the week's end. We'll know pretty much by the end of the week that this is going to happen. As Linda put it, for 10 years, almost 11 years, this has not happened, and we've not had an increase. And people understand it. They know that. 60 different groups in the state of Minnesota have come forward. Really unusual concept down here in St. Paul, I might add, where people want us to come. They want us to raise fees on them or taxes. Well, I shouldn't even use the word taxes. It is not a tax. If you don't want to hunt and fish, you don't have to participate in this. That's just the way it is. So it is not a tax. It is a fee. I think we've finally driven that home, and we're going to get through that. But when you have that many people in Minnesota come forward, and believe me, the emails that are being sent out, it's working, folks. It really is. It does work. When you make your contact with the legislators. We've got a situation here that we've been dealing with now, this AIS, and that's nothing new to you folks that have been around here. We know all about the invasive species, whether it be the zebra mussel, the quagga mussel, or the other aquatics. And now we've got this terrible thing coming up from the south, the invasive flying carp situation, and that's huge, folks. We can't let that get up and ruin our fish habitat and our fish economy here in Minnesota. So we're working tirelessly, and we have been, as you notice, we're finding funding sources all over, whether it be bonding. Actually, in the bonding bill, we've got some dollars in there this year, as well as the Lessard Sam's Outdoor Heritage Council is ponying up anywhere between. We haven't settled on it yet, but for sure we're going to have $5, $6, maybe even $7 million going towards both the barriers as well as the Peter Sorensen's research at the University of Minnesota. We have to start doing that because it's just not going away. We have to have some research. Someday we're going to have that, hopefully, some silver bullet that we'll be able to throw into the lake and everything disappear. We all know that isn't going to happen, but we have to stay with the science part. That's going to take some money. We're going to rejuvenate that. Also, we're going to have hopefully we're going to have a bonding bill. We'd like to have you folks support that. We're going to have things in there like reforestation of state land. Senator Carlson and Gazelka have been working very hard bringing that forward in Minnesota. We have to stay on that with our timber industry here. So a lot of things happening today. They just pulled the three of us out of a caucus. I was caucusing the bill right now, so I'm going to head back up. If you will excuse me, I'd love to visit with you, but I got to get back up there and make sure that I have my caucus on board. I have been in consultation with the minority leader, Senator Bach. The rift that we got into on the floor last week was last week. This is a new week. We're moving forward, and I'm very confident we're going to get the fees to the Senate tomorrow. And with your help, we can make that happen. So thank you very much for what you do.